cause my book on Wattpad has 6.5K reads right now. Yeah, period. So who can't write? Who can't write? You still gonna trust who? You still gonna trust me? That's what I thought. Whether that be the writers or the drama, beats me. But I always get so nervous because, like I said, I don't feel qualified enough for this. And it's just, I don't know. I don't think I have to explain how horribly written season 4 of Outer Banks was, specifically part 2.
Just that roll myself a J and count my figure shit. Just that stepping out, I feel like I'm that nigga shit. I dropped 30 on this room, we ain't gon' skip this shit. If I catch you not off, then it's gon' be some shit. Well, you can do what you wanna, live how you wanna, spin what you wanna, be who you wanna be.
Hi babies, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing screenwriting tips. But I filmed this video yesterday, and I low-key just filmed an intro, and I forgot, 1, the ring light wasn't on, and 2, I forgot, what did I forget? Oh, the camera was really far back, and I was kind of whispering, and then I kind of thought that I should bring the camera forward. But yeah, hold on. I'm trying to get my cup closer without spilling it. So, in the last video I filmed, which at the time of filming this would have been the update video, which I filmed yesterday, uploaded today. What did I say? I said I wanted my channel to be more, like, kind of, what's the word? Like, more acting heavy, and, like, this would just be one of the things. And I've given tips before on things that I'm probably not qualified to give tips on, but I do genuinely feel in my heart that I am a good screenwriter and good enough to give tips. And problem is, though, I filmed this video yesterday. I disassociated almost the entire video. Like, there's like a good 10 minutes of me just staring. And so I know why, but I don't think I fixed the problem, so I might disassociate again. It's because I have a hard time articulating my thoughts, and so I wrote down what I wanted to say in my notes app, but I didn't give enough detail, and I still didn't give enough detail, because I don't want to feel like I'm reading directly off the phone. Might have been better. But, I know, like, I know that I'm a good screenwriter, I know I'm a good writer. I just, like, it's kind of like the feeling I have is kind of just being, like, bombarded with someone be like, like, how are you doing this? How are you doing that? And it's like a lot, and I know that nobody's forcing me to do this video. That's just how I feel mentally about like a lot of things, like especially giving tips, because I don't ever feel qualified enough for any of it. What did Justin Bieber just say? Something about feeling underqualified or something. I'm so thirsty. I poured this drink for the video, and I'm literally gonna finish it. But yeah, let's get into it. First things I want to say is, as a screenwriter, you may be asking yourself, Shaelynn, how are you giving me screenwriting tips if you're not a screenwriter? And that's where I say you're wrong-ish. So, I screen wrote for a TV show, and just because the TV show never got filmed or aired does not mean it was a me problem, because it's not a me problem. That was a different issue problem. But I actually will talk about the show later in my experience with it, because I think that is good enough to, like, I feel like my experience on the show is a good enough tip as it is. But, I'm sorry, this light is low-key giving me a headache, but I really don't want to turn it off. You know, yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, no, because my book on, Wattpad has 6.5K reads right now. Yeah, period. So who can't write? Who can't write? You still gonna trust who? You still gonna trust me? That's what I thought. But yeah, I'm going to get into it now, I guess, because I feel like it's been a 55-minute intro already. Anyway, first things first I want to say is I personally don't know how to format a script. Just saying. I think I was going to learn on Jirani. There was, like, a guy who was going to, like, show me how to format, but we never got that far. But I actually did just text him, or I made a group chat with him and another coworker asking about the continuation of the show, and he responded with it. And so I think if I ever needed to, I could ask him for advice. He seems chill. I don't feel comfortable doing it because He's a good person. He's a great guy. I've spoken to him on the phone in a group chat one time. Texted, did all of that thing, did the whole thing, but yeah. Are we dead, chat? But yeah, I can always like go and ask about like how to format a script because I think he knows how. But he kind of seemed like he was more of like a productions type guy. I don't know. Anyway, first tip. Wait, pull up the phone. I'm always all over the place with these tip videos because I always get so nervous because, like I said, I don't feel qualified enough for this. Actually, I wrote it down here to talk about Jirani first, so we're gonna talk about my experience. So basically, do I like when I was writing for Jirani? I'm gonna pull up the script. Maybe it'll refresh my memory. Oh, the cute babe. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. If you came here to actually, if you came here to actually learn something, maybe go to someone else because the thing is, my tips could be good, but I can't stay focused for anything. I may or may not have ADHD. Don't know. But yeah, hold that thought. You know what? This is moving really slow, and I feel like it's just wasting my time at this point. Whatever. It's moving too slow. Anyway, so my director gave me a like list of character like character information in the background. Wait, character information, and I used that and kept it in the back of my head when I was building these characters. There wasn't a lot of information to go off of sometimes, but I feel like if I had more information, I can really deep dive because I think like you know what? I think I'm gonna do this real quick. Think and move on to the next one because I think that I'm about to just accidentally spoil the tips. First tip is know the character. It should be more like a person you know in real life than just a character that you're writing for. And the truth is, you are just writing a character, but it shouldn't feel like that because if you're writing a character and it feels like a fictional being that you have no like that has no depth, then that's what it's gonna feel like to the audience. They're gonna feel like they're just watching somebody that was like it's not gonna feel like a person that they could connect to. Like all of my favorite shows, I feel like I can truly feel for the people that I'm watching on these screens. And I think people always often forget that writing is important because they often say like, oh, it's up to the writers. But there's times where like let's say TV shows will switch the like in The Flash, my favorite TV show. Love that show. The Flash, like you can obviously I didn't even realize that there was an ad playing. Hopefully you can't hear that. Um the Flash, you can tell like so much, not so much, but you can tell the writers changed and like how the storylines and stuff changed, and nothing felt the same. It felt off, and that's what I mean. Like these people, the fans, because like if you get a fans of the show, they are gonna be connected to a character like Outer Banks, JJ. They know that season 4 JJ was very off. It didn't feel right because JJ's a character that they've been building for years now, and you know it's about building a character. It's not just about you know. Basically, the main point of this tip is to give your character depth. Know your character like you know people like you know in real life. Know your character like you know yourself. And I think I wrote a tip about this. I think I texted this to my director one time. Um, I might end up saying. I know I screenshotted it. Hold on. I'll read the text word for word. Um, I'm just gonna read word for word. So any context that was about the prior conversation is just ignore it. Anyway, it says, "Oh, sorry, but one last thing I wanted to say was about building characters. I don't know if you've ever. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna talk about Outer Banks a lot in this video because Outer Banks and The Flash are two shows that inspired me to become actresses plural, to become an actress. And Outer Banks itself really helped me with writing. And so, just yeah, remember that you're gonna hear Outer Banks a lot. I don't know if you've ever seen Outer Banks, but specifically with the character JJ, I noticed about how he is. Whoa, that doesn't make sense. I noticed something. Oh no, I wrote. I can't read. I'm dyslexic. Oh, hold on, backtracking. Specifically with the character JJ, something I noticed about him is how he handles conflicts and problems is very much based off traumas he's been through and things that have happened off camera. And I wanted to say, my phone timed out. I wanted to say that's what I realized about making characters' backgrounds. It's important to make sure their actions and emotions are displayed in a way that makes sense off their past. And yeah, basically at the time she ate that up. She said, "Yeah." Anyway, I just closed my phone like I don't need it for the rest of the tips. But yeah, I think I don't know how to like give an example because me personally, work best off examples. So I want to try and give as many examples as I like can. But I feel like, sorry if I keep playing with my hair. I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. This is just, especially when I have my braids. It's just a way for me to get my like. I'm like anxious when I play with my hair. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know how to like give an example, but like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Hold on. You don't want to write a character and like, let's say that they're a very impulsive character. Actually, no, I'm gonna flip it. Let's say that your characters you wrote is a very sensible character. They like to think through their problems. In like the next episode, with no context, because you can do the switch if it makes sense to the story, but with no context, just this is how you decided to write this. Day you wanted to change it up. I didn't write this, but consistency in your writing is important. I'll go into that after I finish this one. But let's say your characters are sensible person. They think through all of their things, and then the next episode, they're impulsive. They're not thinking through anything. They're very aggressive, and they're just this, that, and third. And it doesn't make sense to any like part of the story. And then the fans are gonna go, "What the heck is going on?" And then we're gonna be, and fans being fans, audience members being audience, are gonna try and look for something deeper because the deeper like deepness, like you don't want a shallow character like people I know, like if you were to write a character like that, like a well sensible person, and then have them switch like that, people are gonna think maybe theory, they're doing drugs off camera, and it's just gonna be like a thing like people trying to fill in the blanks to your job. Do you really want people to fill in the blanks to your job? Because I know I wouldn't. But yeah, tip number 2 is pretty much what I just said. Is consistency is key because you don't want to. I think I do still struggle with this sometimes. Isn't there a word in the filming world that means like consistency? It starts with a C. I can't remember what it is, but maybe editing me if I feel like it will look it up. But like you want consistency because first of all, life is consistent and like not even just like this is just like a very out there example, like a very like common sense, and most people aren't gonna do this. But you don't want like your character to be like, let's say your character's like wearing purple in one scene, and the next scene you write them in to be wearing like a pink dress, or your character's like a drunk, and the next minute, like JJ was not an JJ always drinks. Like we know JJ likes to drink. He likes to party. But the way they wrote him in season 4 when he was the alcoholic, it felt so off character and out of balance. So like, then it's alright. Like we get that he was mentally struggling, but I don't know. I just feel like personally, as a person who knows JJ, I feel like he wouldn't have solved his problems with alcohol, seeing how it had affected Luke and how Luke treated others, and it was also a weird short time frame.
Of why? I had to edit the video anyway. She said she sent you some to put on profile. Well, because she made her profile picture, it was really like kind of awkwardly angled. Yeah, I did see that. I was scrolling and myself face. I was like that. It ain't. It's a bit too close. Yeah, it's just very like this. Like it's giving very millennial. It's giving. It's giving. It's not giving a bit. No, when I sent her a voice message, I said I love what you're doing with the profile picture, but the angle was bad. You tried to eat, but there wasn't food on that plate. There wasn't food on that plate. No, I'll text her later because I love her, but when she takes pictures, her angle, like, I get that she is a millennial. No, she's older than a millennial, I think. No, I think she's a millennial. She could be. It's always the head tilt, and she doesn't have her smile right. I don't smile. My smile, I don't know. Is she doing like this? I only smile if it's a pop routine. I don't know. I just think my mother's a baddie, and she really could unlock baddie potential. She just dresses like, no. Yeah, what you put on status? No, my mother's a baddie. Whoa. My mother, no, because you know, I don't know, because sons is different for a son, but you know, ladies, you hype up your mothers, but yeah. I'm either going to cut this out or speed it up, so. I'll leave it to it, though. Thank you, thank you. Oh, tell her I'm filming.
Oh my god, I don't remember where I was. Where was I? Were we talking about JJ? I don't know. We're gonna continue talking about JJ. But I just like alcoholic. Like maybe you can chuck it up that him seeing how Luke handles problems with alcoholic is like how it just made. I don't know because we've seen JJ be mentally down before and he didn't resort to alcohol. And it's just, I don't know. I don't think I have to explain how horribly written season 4 of Outer Banks was. Specifically part 2. Part 1 was Chef Kiss, and I think I'm going to do a TV talk on it. Part 1 was immaculate. Part 1 literally was, I don't know how, but part 1 was my favorite season besides, I think it's, if I had to rank them, this is off topic. Season 2, Season 4 Part 1, Season 1, Season 3, Season 4 Part 2. That's just my thoughts. But we all can agree how awful the last part of season 4 was because the writing sucked. And whether that be the writers or the drama beats me. But I'm saying, for the sake of this video, my personal opinion is the rumored drama. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to refer back to Outer Banks and refer to it as a writing issue. But, like, JJ, literally, like, he's an alcoholic. He's angry at everybody. He hates everybody. And he snaps out of it really quickly in a way that also doesn't make sense. I don't know. If, a side note, if you hated how season 4 went, read my book. I'm gonna link it. And go check out my Depop. I need money. I just spent, like, the last bit of my, money on Cash App for the Kendrick Lamar Beat Saber, Not Like Us. And I don't regret it. But yeah, consistency is key. And the way, like, the same way consistency is key for literally almost everything you do, especially YouTube, consistency is key in your writing because continuity. Is that the word? I think that's what I'm thinking about. Continuity. You want continuity within your scenes. Do you not? Because I know I do. But yeah. And not only with your scenes, but your characters. You don't, like, the same way with knowing your characters. You need to know them to know that they're not going to do this. They're not going to say that. And yeah. Yeah. What's the next tip? The next tip is deep diving into things that you wouldn't think were important. And what I mean by that is kind of focusing on things that may never show up on screen. Like, focusing on things like, I don't know how to, like, put it into words. I'm struggling with articulating my thoughts. There are so many things about a character. And there's an article I read one time, and I think if I can find it, it should still be, saved on my Facebook. So if I can link it, I'll show that article actually... Like, I already was a good writer, in my opinion, but that article helped me build characters. Anyway, focusing on things that you wouldn't think were important are like, is really important because I feel like I'm just talking now. I feel like I'm starting to slowly dissociate again. We need water. That's what we need. We need water. It's this headache. It's not the headache. Can I get the straw back on? Or not the straw capper. But, I think that focusing on things that necessarily, because people always think, I feel like when people think about screenwriting, they think about, you know, what's going on the screen. When I think about screenwriting, I think about the big picture. I think about things that may never, ever make it on the screen, but it's, like, good to know. Especially, like, to think about things that that you wouldn't think are important with characters, especially. Like the little things. And hold on, backtracking to knowing your characters, I think it's really important because I used to struggle with writing my Outer Banks story, but it comes so easily with me. Like, I'll just think of random lines and put a name in front of the line, and it makes sense because who's speaking, because you know who would say this and who wouldn't say this. Like, I could say a comedic line, and I wouldn't give it to, like, well, everyone's funny on the show, but, like, let's say it's, like, a really, like, humorous line, I'd probably give it to JJ. Or I'd probably give it to, like, John B. or Pope, or, like, anything. In just the way you know, like, the sassy lines may go to Cleo. Like, it's just knowing your character, knowing what they would say, their attitude, knowing their attitude and tone. And, you know, there's obviously the basic tips, like, that just come with writing anything in general, like, knowing tone, attitude, which are things I low-key struggle with in English class, but when it comes to writing, like, for, like, a show or a book, I can eat down, which is crazy to me. Is that not? Like, I'm really bad at, like, I never score high in my English classes because, I don't know, it's really, the lack of freedom I have really helps me get, because, like, dissecting is really what screws me over. This is off topic, so if you want to fast forward, you can, but dissecting will kill my English grade, because I can't do it. Because I can, tell me to write a whole essay. I can do it. Oh, free choice, of course. Tell me to write, tell me. Hello? Tell me to write you a whole book and I can do it. Honest. Hand on my chest. I could do it. Tell me to dissect a sentence. Couldn't tell you. Like, we're doing, symbols, dissections or whatever. Can't do it. I don't know why the light flickered twice. I don't know why the door being a door is a symbol. I don't know what the green light meant. And I thought I was cooking one time because my teacher goes, we're reading, The Great Gatsby, and we're talking about the green light on the porch. And I said, so, spoiler if you never seen The Great Gatsby, read The Great Gatsby, but the line is, like, basically, like, Gatsby's talking about the green light that is always on at Tom and Daisy's house. And I said, thinking I'm cooking, goes, oh, because green means jealousy, like the green-eyed. And I said, Gatsby's jealous at Tom and Daisy because the light's at Tom and Daisy. So she goes, yeah, no, you're cooking, but no. And I said, what do you mean? And she goes, yeah, it just means money. What? What? Like, and it was like a whole thing. I'm like, what the heck? Anyway, back to why you're here. You didn't come to know why I'm failing my English class. I'm not failing, but it feels like it half the time. But, yeah, I don't even remember what tip I was. Oh, the small things. I think this is where I got messed up yesterday, because I know what I mean by thinking about the little things and things that you wouldn't think are important, but I can't formulate a sentence for that. So I think I'm just going to leave that tip as just interpretation of being able to deep dive into things that you wouldn't think were important, like the little things. Sorry. And not gonna lie, a good skill to have, and I'm not even talking about on a creative level, but being able to make things up, like on the spot, is a very good skill to have when writing. And this has proven helpful to me specifically when I make a goof in my writings. And tip number 357: don't goof. Don't make goofs. But if you do make a goof, being able to make up lies about your goof is really good, and I actually pride myself. I pride myself on how fast I can come up with a storyline on the spot. I can make up a storyline 5 seconds. Ask me a question, I can make up a whole storyline for it. Hand on my chest again. Because I remember in my Outer Ring story, I had written something and kind of forgot to explain it well, and so someone commented a question about it, and then I go, shoot, I completely forgot I wrote that in there. And so I, within this, like, not even thinking, just typed out an entire storyline. And I was like, how did I do that? How did I do that? Basically, I forgot that I, like, said the cops were coming to arrest Topper. And these are spoilers for my book if you ever want to read it. I'm just saying. I said the cops were coming to arrest Topper, but I kind of forgot that, so I never said if the cops actually came or not. I kind of just wrote they called the cops. And I never went back to say if the cops actually came or not. And so basically when I wrote in that comment section, I had a whole dedicated storyline. Girl, I said, yeah, basically the cops came, and because Judge Thornton is related to Topper, he fought so hard to keep Topper out of jail, which took like a really long time, the back and forth thing, but it didn't work, and Topper got 30 days. Yeah, and I said that literally same sitting. Anyway, yeah, being able to lie your way out of a goof, or just being able to make things up creatively is good, because I'm sorry, but I'm going to be honest with you. If you are not a creative person, maybe this is just not the line of work for you. Because I've always had a creative mind. I've always been very overactive imagination. And I'm not saying if you're not creative that you can't be a writer. I think it helps so much, because half the time I can have writer's block, literally just sit down and think with myself. And 5 seconds later, I come up with an entire storyline, an entire episode. Like, I'm struggling right now with the last episode of my the season finale. No, the series finale. Oh my gosh. I'm so sad. But the series finale, and, yeah. And, low-key off topic. I do that a lot. Welcome to the channel if you're new. I think since Jirani completely flopped, I don't know if I mentioned that, but Jirani flopped, I think I might start a new series? No, I don't know. But I'm thinking about, because I have these TV show ideas that I already said in my podcast on the April Fool's episode thingy. I'm thinking about writing my TV shows on Wattpad. And I think I am. And I think that it'll just be an experience to come with me, like, I don't know, whatever. Anyway. Yeah. Back to the tips. I think there's literally like one or two tips left. Yeah, two more. No, wait. In my opinion, I think screenwriting is the best way to get into the industry, and this is literally solely my opinion because I don't consider myself in the industry whatsoever. Um, but when I did have my 15 seconds of happy, camera cut off, and I'm too stubborn to see why. So if it cuts off again, I don't know. But yeah, when I had my 15 seconds of happiness, with the whole Jirani thing, I got in through screenwriting, and I just, like I said, my honest and utter opinion is I think that this is the easiest way. And for someone who's actually in the industry, could probably confirm or deny that. But I think going in as like wanting to be an actress, going in as an actress is difficult. It's the same way. Like I will never be one of those people who like say, you're a TikToker, you can't be an actress. Because y'all can hate all you want, but I think Addison Rae ate down, and she's all that, he's all that, whatever the movie was called. And I think I didn't see the Noah Beck thing, but I heard he did good. I heard he did good. Um, that's not my name, quarterback. Sorry. um, but I think I've never been the type of person to hate on somebody for choosing the easy way. Like I think me trying to get into the industry at doing screenwriting is equivalent to somebody trying to grow their name on TikTok first and then like saying, "Yo, I want to be in a movie," because that's what a lot of people do, and it's I think smart. And y'all are just mad because y'all ain't think about it. But hold on, my hair's that's irritating me. Anyway, sorry. But I think like screenwriting is like because if you have the talent and you can use it because I think like if you're a good screenwriter and somebody not cast you but puts you on their set to screenwrite for them and write and then you go I want to be an actress on your show 9 times out of 10 they're not gonna say no. 9 times out of 10, well they probably won't say no, but your role might be. You might be a little ant in the background, which is fine. I literally said that when I asked to have a role in Jirani, I literally said in quote, "Yeah, I want to act. I could literally be somebody in the back. Like the role can be as small as possible." But yeah, I think if your talents are good, I think you should know where you need to put your talents. Like let's say you can dance, go on that TikTok app, get your name up, and then go try and film some movies. Because I'm telling you, if you can act, you can dance. Like, I don't know, I've never hated on people for using their abilities and their smarts. Because, shoot, if I was popular on TikTok, you best bet I'd be trying to get my acting back up right now. Just an honest opinion. I never will hate on somebody for doing it. Because getting into the industry through, like, auditions and this, that, and the third, and it's the honest way. It's the honest, like, truthful, like, good. It's the way everyone does it. It's hard. It's really like freaking hard. And I don't know. I just think that if you want us to do the easy way, could go into screenwriting. And I don't have a problem with taking the easy way out by doing screenwriting for majority of like trying to get into the industry because I do end goal in my life. I want to be a screenwriter, a director, an actress, a fashion designer, maybe a producer. Who knows? Who knows? I just know specifically I want to direct a TV show. I want to act in a TV show. I want to write a TV show, and I want to do a little bit of action. I also want to kind of model, but I don't think I have the physique or the walk for that. I know there's plus size models, but I'm kind of are there plus size petite models? Cause then call my name, cause I'm 4'11". On a bad day, I'm 5 foot. Yeah, period. Don't try me. Anyway, if you're here for the tips, you probably clicked off. I gotta probably do some heavy editing on this video, and I don't feel like it. Next tip is to trust the trust the actors. Trust that the actors can display emotion without words because you're writing a script and there's a lot of things on a script that don't get said, but you need to trust. Like I think so much like I feel so much more in like a show or a movie when it's something that I can feel more rather than see or hear. Well, not see. I meant hear rather than hear. Like hearing someone be emotional, like being sad, telling someone how sad they are. That's sad. It's always going to be sad. But seeing someone break down will always break me on a show, especially if you can physically see them trying not to. And how can I say this? Like, uh, what's the thought? What's the word? What's the way? What is it? Oh, like I like this example. Like, if you tell it, huh? If you write that a character is saying that they're fine but they're not fine, you need to trust that the actor portraying that can portray that and can just go in and say like, "Oh, I'm fine," but on their face you can see that like they're like can't lock in right now and do it, but like they can be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But you can tell they're not fine. It's a difference between like, "Yeah, I'm fine," which even if you can get an actor who can smile, say I'm fine, and still be able to tell that they're not fine, 10 more points for you, or the actor. 10 more points for both you. Anyway, I think trusting anybody in this the world, this industry is important because it's such. I know personally. No, I don't even know where I was going with that sentence. We're gonna stop that. We're gonna stop because I feel myself rambling and jambling. Oh, off topic for the 20th time. I have not found a monologue yet. I think I'm gonna do it tonight, and I'm going to start it tonight because I don't think there's anything I have to do. I edited my video. I'm not editing no more videos tonight. I don't got it in me, and I know it was spring break this week, and I was supposed to edit all my videos this week and say I'm done. I edited one video, posted it, and said I was done for the week, and I'm probably not gonna do it and touch my YouTube till next week. So, you probably won't see this video till next week, and hopefully by that time, I'll have some of a monologue. Did I say? Did I say that I wanted to post a monologue every month? I said that. Last but not least, do not make your characters the same. I do not like watch. I can't think of a show right now, but I know there was this one show I watched this one time where I swear I was watching a clone show. They were all the same characters, just different actors, and the only reason that they weren't completely the same is because the actors weren't the same people, and they weren't portraying it the way like they brought something different to the table. But you can tell the writing was very much copy paste for each and every character. Do not do that because it's boring. Like with the Flash, Cisco. Everyone knows Cisco to be the comedic character. And then you have Barry. He's comedic at times, pretty serious. Tend to be crying all the time. Barry, I love the Flash. I love Barry. I love Iris. I'm just gotta throw that out there because so many people hate Iris. Love Iris. But Barry is such a crybaby. That's gonna be a character trait that I put for him. Just saying. Barry can't function without a pep talk. I'm saying. But do not make your because I think one thing, I don't know if this is just me, and I like people. I like being around people. In TV shows, sometimes I get so sucked in, I feel like I'm around people. And so I don't want to be sucked into a reality where I feel like I'm surrounded by the same person, because that's terrifying. I don't know about you, but that scares me. But, like, being sucked into a world where I feel like I'm meeting new people. They're all different personalities. You're getting to see different sides of people, like Outer Banks and The Flash and Grey's Anatomy. Like, everyone's different. You hate people. You love people. Like, I don't like Owen from Grey's Anatomy. I don't really like Joe, or at least early seasons Joe. I I don't hate Caitlyn on The Flash. I don't like her fans. They're low-key a little racist, but that's different. That's a different story for a different TV talk. And for Outer Banks, we all know I don't like Ruthie and Groff, but that's again for another TV talk. Grey's Anatomy on there too, but I get to hate certain characters because they're not the same. Like, if every character was like Owen, I'd hate the show. Low-key, if every character was like Meredith Grey, like let's like I don't know how to I have a thought right now. Let's say if you like. This is the best example I can think of right now. If, let's say you and your friend group were doing Halloween costumes. Let's say, for the shoot of it, it was like a TV show, and you all loved it. But you wanted to be very different costumes. Same show. What if everybody was the same, what if everybody was dressing up as different people with the same exact personality? It's not interesting. It's really not. Or, like, let's say to get even more into the Halloween costume like scenario I put in. Imagine you're going to a Halloween party. You think you ate up. You walk into the doors. Everyone's wearing the same thing as you. Everyone's doing the same exact things as you. It's terrifying, yes, but it's boring. You're not going to be enjoying yourself, and you're not going to be able to look around and say, I like your costume, it's different from mine. You can't do that when you're watching a show and everyone's the exact same. You can't say, I like that character, I like that character, I like that character, I like that storyline, I like that storyline. And I think I've been focusing so much, I'm talking too fast, I'm sorry. I focus a lot on characters when I write, but let's talk about storylines. Your storyline should also be different because I love The Walking Dead, and I love The Flash, and I love Grey's Anatomy and Outer Banks, and these are amazing shows, top tier. They are my favorite shows. But Loki, does every season not feel the same? Especially seasons 1 through 5 of The Walking Dead are literally they get somewhere, something happens, they leave, they go somewhere else. Get somewhere, go somewhere, wait, get somewhere. They're living it. They go, this could be permanent, and then something happens, and then they have to leave. And The Flash can be excused, and Grey's Anatomy can be excused. The Flash can be excused because it's a superhero show. How you gonna be a superhero show and not fight crime? So I get that you're fighting crime every day. It was a beautiful show. I love it. Grey's Anatomy. How you gonna be a doctor show and not save people's lives? I get it. You're doing surgery every episode. That's fine. But I think a great example of a show, in my opinion, that's very different in terms of episodes and seasons is The Fosters. Yes, the premise of the show is always there. Like, that's the continuity, the consistency is always there. But I never felt like I was watching the same exact thing when I watched The Fosters. It was great writing, by the way. That show, great writing. I don't know about the incest thing, but, I still love The Fosters. It's also up there on one of, favorite shows. But that show is if I were to have to use an example, I think it's the best show of, you're not losing the plots, but you don't feel like you're watching the same episode over and over and over again. Yes, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, it's a situation that they deal with in the episode. But that's literally every show. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop it here before I lose my mind because I can't form a sentence. I don't know why my speech is depleting, but, it's whatever. If you are here for the tips, I will say that the tips are over, now. And the rest of this video is pretty much me talking about me and my acting. So if you want to leave, I completely understand. I just hope that you enjoyed the tips, and if you didn't understand the tips, I will try and rewrite the tips in the description, because I will not lie. I was bouncing around a lot. But yeah, be safe out there, guys. But yeah, basically, back to me. Guys, so, my celebrity crush, Drew Starkey. Found out his name is not Drew in real life. Which made me think, only but more, that I could go, because I've always considered this in the back of my mind, when I become big and famous, when I become big and famous, I want to drop my last name. And I need my family to know, because my last name is very important to my family. It's not a special last name. It's a very common last name. Jackson. I don't know. I love my last name. I love what it means to my family, and I love, I don't know. It means something to my family, and I don't want them to think that I'm dropping it because I'm ashamed of them, because I'm not. It's just, I think, Shaelynn Jackson versus Shaelynn Janell. Shaelynn Janell is here. My middle name, I love my middle name. I've considered going by my middle name before, because I always knew that when I get big, I want to change my name. Not legally, just publicly. I was gonna change my first name because I have a love-hate relationship with my name. I love my name. I love how different my name is. But I hate hearing my name. No, I hate saying my name. And especially paired with my last, and I think that's another reason why I'm so, eager to change my last name when I, get big, because I hate saying my first and last name together. It sounds so, to me. But I love hearing my name. I love, especially when it's a guy. A guy. My crush, when it's a crush. This guy at school, he said my name. I had a crush on him, I did not know that he knew my name until he said it, and I was like, Say it again. But yeah, basically, I was contemplating switching my thing it to be Jasmine Jackson, because my mom was gonna name me Jasmine. But I think I'm just gonna keep my name and drop the Jackson and be Shaelynn Janell, because everyone thinks Zendaya doesn't have a last name. She does. It's Zendaya Coleman. She just doesn't go by her last name. It's Zendaya. It's Zendaya. Da 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 da. Beyonce has a last name, I think. I don't remember what it was. Beyonce. Yeah, it's. I don't remember. Anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say. Besides, yeah, I'm gonna go in this video and try and get rid of this headache because I keep staring directly into the ring light. But yeah, I'm gonna go try and find a monologue that's good, because the thing is, I can do a dramatic monologue again, but technically that was like a year ago, so I can do another dramatic monologue. But I want to show range. But the comedy ones I find are so corny. They're always like, "Well, don't you know?" I don't want to be goofy. If I do something comedy, I want to be like a Cisco Ramon. If I do something comedic, I want it to be like a Cisco Ramon type funny, just like a very slick, sarcastic. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I really have a headache now, and I'm not even gonna hold you. TMI. I gotta use the potty. I gotta pee. So I'm gonna go. Mwah. Subscribe or don't. Life's a joke. Don't take it too serious. Peace. Bye.